Well, good evening, good evening, good evening to all of you. How are you doing? Today is Wednesday, and we're on again for another episode of Advancing the Cause. And like I said a while ago, there are some weeks when you're going to be missing me. So I'm here this week, and then next week I'm not going to be there because I have some other things happening. And so you're going to be missing me. But when I'm not there, just to let you know, this program will have to go on. So what I want you to do now is to call up your friend. I know we've started a little late, but call up your friends, call up your neighbors, call up everybody. Call even Jagdio. Let him know Advancing the Cause is on. Today is Wednesday, tomorrow is Thursday. So call him up and tell him, get his notebook and his pen, because he's going to have to take some notes to respond tomorrow at his bacchanal party. So call him up, somebody. But we're here tonight to let you know exactly what's happening in and around our country. As you would have noticed on the screen, yes, I think it's on the screen already, where it's saying, "Oh, beautiful Guyana, where are we? Oh, beautiful Guyana, where are we?" So tonight we're going to be talking about that. Yes, we are here a bit late. So many things are happening. So many things are happening. But let me say to you, we will not allow anything to cause Advancing the Cause not to come on. We're going to be here with you come rain, flood, heavy wind, thunderstorm, whatever it is, we are going to be here with you. So I'm here with you. Call up those friends and let them know we're on. And just share the link. Share the link everywhere. Just share the link. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody advancing the cause is on. And so I want to say good night to, is it Makila Andrews? We have Augustus Andrews, another Andrews. We have Yvonne. We've got Brenda. We got Cyril. Man, we got the usual suspects all here. Is one nonsense Cyril saying down there? Huh? Jaguar living free rent in y'all head? No, Jaguar can't be living free rent in people's head. Jaguar right now running because they got the people who coming after him. So don't tell us the Jaguar having free rent in our heads. He can't have that. And we have Troy Boville there. We have Andy Williams. But Cyril Ragobir, good night to you. I know you want us to notice you, and that's okay. We're happy when people like you are here. So you can go and share the word with Barra Jaguar. Ensure you make the notes, So good night to all of you who are here. We have Damon here, Damon Domet. Good night to you too. Good night to your mom. And it's always good to know that she is there, clinging on to her TV or clung on to her TV or right up front there when Wednesday evening comes around. So good night to all of you. And yes, oh, beautiful Guyana, where are we? Well, I can tell you, we're in a mess. We are in a mess. Big time mess we're in, because there's so many things that are happening in this country. And I want to start off by talking about, first, we're going to talk about the cash grant. This cash grant and the cash grant. I remember we had the cash grant before, and then we moved the cash grant to the 5Bs, and we were having that all the time over the last 5 years. Quite a lot of persons said, oh, they should not have taken away the monies and so on and so on. They should have allowed the monies to go. But I can say to you, the buses, the boats, the bags, the bicycles, and the breakfast, that counted a whole lot for the children and parents who could not have afforded. The bicycles saved them from having to pay transportation. The community boats saved them from having to pay transportation. We had the bags, the bicycles, the boats, breakfast. Come on, and you were telling me, and Beverly King, I'm seeing you there. So you're telling me that those 5Bs did not count. If you were saying that, something is definitely wrong with you. But we had those there. But now we're back to the cash grant. We're back to the cash. And I can say to you, many of our families, many of our citizens, many households across this country, they're going to do whatever is necessary at the moment with the cash grant. It's not a bad thing, mind you. I'm not saying, but while we're offering the cash grants, I'm hoping that there are other systems to put in place, because $45,000 for a child, you and I know, if you go out there to buy a book bag, or what we call sometimes backpack, you know how much for $10,000 for a proper backpack. The shoe that the child has got to put on his or her feet. If you want a proper shoe, then you have to pay $15,000 or something like that for it. And that's 10 plus 15, that's $25,000 you're talking about there. You've not yet spoken about the school shirts. You've not yet spoken about the school pants, the pair of trousers, or the uniform that the girls have to wear, whether it's skirt or the kimono. You've not yet spoken about the books that you have to put into that backpack, and the pencils and the sharpener and the eraser. You've not yet spoken about that. You've not yet spoken about the underarm deodorant and the body lotion. So when we put all of those together, $45,000 is a joke. And let me say to you, this government eyes pass people, because they're giving away millions of dollars, hundreds of millions in contracts, waste time contracts, and they're giving you, the ordinary Guyanese, $45,000 for your children. I mean, what is that? What is that? Huh? Can that compensate for a bicycle, a book bag, breakfast, and so on? Can that compensate? No, it cannot. So while we're going to argue on the fact that you cut it out and you cut it out, it was cut out and replaced with what was much more meaningful. So don't come to me with a cutout. But like everything else, Auntie Priya come out big and bold and brawl. You know how she's come out with the cash grant and the cash grant and the cash grant. And the stupidity in the girl with the cash grant She got parents there standing up in front of cameras, flicking and counting monies of how much they got and this and thankful to the government. And you're not thankful to the government. You don't have to thank the government for that. It is the obligation of the government to ensure that our children are looked after in schools, that our children go to school. It is their obligation to ensure that they have proper schools and that the conditions in and around the schools are right. So we don't have to thank them for that. That's their duty. They must do that. That's what they ought to do. And so here now the cash grant, and parents are counting monies, who collected for 3, who collected for 2, who collected 1. And you know what? Parents got robbed. Now, who will replace that, the monies that the parents got robbed of? Who will replace those monies? So you see, the stupidity in some of these people, because they want to make a big pomp and scene about it, they got the parents in front of cameras modeling themselves. Now, those parents have been robbed. What happens there? Is there a second chance for you to get another cash grant? Is there a second chance? No, there isn't a second opportunity for you to get another cash grant, because you have been robbed of that and your child's name was already catered for. They did not cater for your child twice, so you were robbed. So parents, you go there to collect your cash grants, say thank you to the clerks or whoever that would have given it to you, and just leave quietly. Don't lime around to go on any camera to say thank you and I'm glad for the government. The kind of nonsense they put you to say, it's not worth it when you're being robbed or when you get robbed. So stop being misled by people who don't have your interests at heart. And all you know, they must send the people for rob you down the road. All you know, because they're good for that. They're good for that. But that's on the lighter side. But on a serious note, we don't want any of our parents, we don't want parents dying in this country because of a simple $45,000 or a simple $90,000. We don't want you to die for that. So come on, let's be very, very responsible with what we do and do the right thing. Now we had, as we go through this cash grant and this cash grant thing, I noticed that we are having all these children doing poems and some of them singing songs. And it's good for our children to be creative. You know, we want our children to be creative. We want our children to be able to express themselves, whether through songs or poem or via skits, because I notice skits is the popular thing now. We want our children to be able to express themselves. But this expression should not be convenient. We should allow for the expression anytime and all the time, and our children must be commended for what they do. We shouldn't want to allow for expression of self and expression of feelings and thoughts to be convenient. And so I'm going to show you this, and you're going to be the judge, because we downplay some, but we upplay, if there's such a word. We upplay some, we promote some. You tell me when you listen to these two. Tell me.
My poem is entitled Cash Grant. It is cash grant time, and we're happy to receive it. Parents, 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 you can go on the microphone, say I don't need a loan. 45,000 is my own.
Very nicely done by our little girl there. Very nicely done. Cash grant, 45,000 is my own. So you don't have to go to the bank to take a loan. And so she was hailed for doing what she did there. But look at this one. Look at this one. While we're trying to find that one, I'm going to say to you, it's good when our children can come out there and do what they do. And while I'm talking about that, I'm seeing Judith there. Judith, good night to you. And Marvel Shells, good night to you. I'm seeing Hugh there, Hugh Trotman there. Good night, good night. I would have missed you so, so much. And you know, it's always good when you are here, you give me the encouragement to continue moving on. And so while we're talking about the cash grant, and so I'm saying, is it Unita there? Yes, good night to you too. Look, you need to, you and Judith and others, y'all call up the folks. Cheryl, call up the folks and tell them advancing the cause is on, and we need to come out to have this gap tonight. We need to come out to have this gap. So I was talking about the cash grants and what we are doing with the cash grants. But I want to say this one. I want to say that one, and Mayville, that's exactly what we're trying to get right now. That's exactly what we're trying to get right now. That same one we're trying to get right now. And so thank you for remembering that. It was good to applaud our little girl there for the poem. But on the other side, what do we do on the other side? You know, we do all kinds of things on the other side, and it's not right. It is absolutely not right what we do sometimes. I don't know what is happening there with the operator in terms of getting that one up there. All right. We couldn't get that one there, but we're going to bring that one up for you. Before we close the show, we're going to bring that one up. Terrence Moore, good night to you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you just about this weekend. I'm looking forward to seeing you right here at our Congress, and we need to put Annette right on there. We need to put Annette. Cross post with Annette. We need to put her on right there. I want to send a special good night to my friend. I hope she is going to be tuning in a little more. The Honorable Annette Ferguson. Good night to you, my dear, and how are you? I know that you've been busy like most of us all week, every day, and so on. You've been busy, and so I'm looking forward to having your comments tonight. And it's good when we can talk, you know, when as colleagues we can talk to each other and we can say hi. When we don't hear from each other for a day or two, we can say hi to every one of you. So good night to my colleague, Annette Ferguson. I'm hoping that you're having a good one. And like I said, I'm hoping that I'll see your comment on the program a little later. You know, the other thing we're going to talk about tonight is when we have Shireen somebody there, Shireen somebody, Priya used to pay. I don't know who Priya used to pay because Priya is not a paymaster. Priya is a servant of the people. So I don't know what you're talking about there, whoever you are. So that's okay. So let me say to us, we're going to talk about the flooding. We have recognized, and I don't know where's the Minister of Agriculture. I'm not hearing anything from the Minister of Agriculture. We need to hear from you because our people are suffering. Our people are suffering. And you know, we got quite a lot of folks on this live here tonight. Please put your correct names. Stop putting all kind of crazy names. On this program, we are real and we deal with real people. And like Angela McDonald, we know who Angela McDonald is. And so for the others, put your real names. We don't want all kind of crazy names and crazy pictures out there. Put your real names if you want to speak on this program. Put your real names. So good night to you again, Angela, Eslin, David. Good night to you too. We're going to talk about the floods. We'll start with Region 10. And this is in Linden and Kokwani and Ituni. Look at how our people are suffering across this country. A little rainfall, maybe 2 or 3 days of rainfall, or 2 days, because I remember last Sunday I was in Linden and rain fell for about maybe 15 minutes, and the entire place there across the river was flooded. What is happening in these areas? Where is the Minister of Agriculture? Why aren't your people working? What is happening with the ministers of local government? Why are people not working? Y'all sit down there receiving big fat salaries, and our people are suffering. Our people are suffering. So could we look at what is happening there in Linden? It is crazy, 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 crazy. Look at what is happening in Linden. This is road that was completed not too long ago. Again, the 3 F's: favorite, friend, and family. Look, the road that was completed just recently. Millions of dollars was spent on doing that road, on repairing this road, reconstructing the road, whatever you want to call it. And look what is happening there. Look, road breakaway already. Who will account for that? Who will account for that? And so, folks, when we talk about these things, we have the evidence to show you. And so it's not anything that, oh, we want to talk. This is what they're doing, wasting of taxpayers' monies. How long are we going to continue wasting taxpayers' monies, incurring debts for roads that cannot be completed, you know? And these roads that we're looking at is fly-by-night contractors who they're giving these roads to. People who got no knowledge, nothing. They never even build a little dog pen, but they get contracts to build roads. And so you see what is happening. And this is what is happening in several streets all across this country. If you walk through Georgetown, you would see what is happening. You go to Linden, this is what is happening. We just did the road in All Boys Town there. And when you turn there from, this is Hunter Street, and you turn onto the boulevard there. Right there, there's a big hole because the road is already eroded. Water's already eroded that part there where you have to turn because it's poor construction, poor mixture. They throw a little bit of tar, they throw some bricks and a little bit of tar, and they call it road. Big road complete. And it's how the Minister of Public Works, One Edgel, how we would go and boast about this stretch of road and stretch of road. Hey, y'all fix the roads properly. Fix the roads properly because y'all doing sheer nonsense. And this is what people have to live with and people have to be suffering. Look at what is happening on the other side, on the other slide. I don't know what is happening in this place. Let's look at what's happening in the other. Look at what is happening there. This is just before you turn onto the Linden Highway. This is what you're seeing here. Just a little off the Linden Highway, this is what motorists have to go through. Heavy flooding. Why? What is happening with our drainage? You know why this is happening? Because we're throwing sand here and we're throwing sand there and we're doing road constructions and covering up all the drains. So when we cover the drains and we're talking about road expansion and we cover drains, we don't have anywhere else for the water to go. So the water has got to lodge somewhere. It has to lodge somewhere. And you see, who suffers here? Ordinary citizens are suffering because when the water go there, it damages some part of your car. You got to spend money to do it. Look how the water rushing down. Look how the water rushing there and it has nowhere to go. So it's moving from one end, a higher end, and it's coming to the lower end. And then it floods away the people's places. Now, what are we doing about this? What do we plan to do? And then you will see the government will come and they will send up a black bucket, one bottle of Marvex bleach, and maybe a packet of soap powder or something, and that's all. But when you check some other areas, you know what you're seeing there? Loads and loads of they're sending you stuff there as flood relief stuff. That's what they send to other areas. We've seen flooding in Region 5. We've seen flooding in Region 6, and the flooding is from New Amsterdam all the way up to the quarantine. Heavy flooding. What are these people to do with these kinds of things? What are they to do with these kinds of things? And you know, they got all these spineless people who can't tell Jagby about anything that he's doing in the PPP, but they want to come to talk about what's happening with the PNC. Look, y'all back off of them because you have no authority to talk about the PNC. Y'all need to go and talk to Jagby about the list that he brought out to you guys at his conference when he came and he said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this, that. Check the people who he put on the list, and none of you could say anything. So y'all have no authority to talk about the PNC. And if you want to have Roysdale, whoever Roysdale be, carry him with you, collect him and carry him with you. Since he got a good vision for you, y'all collect him and carry him over by y'all. Whoever is this Roysdale that y'all talking about, carry him over by y'all. Don't be y'all. I mean, what are you making noise about? If he has a good plan for the country, he has a vision for Guyana, carry him with y'all because Jagby and Irfan Ali ain't got no vision for Guyana, none whatsoever they ain't got. Absolutely none. If they had a vision for Guyana, we won't have the US putting sanctions on people. We wouldn't be back on the poverty line. High. Imagine we got oil and we having so much monies, but yet Guyana poverty is increasing in Guyana. So y'all don't come on this program and talk foolishness. If you want to talk things that make sense, come with something better. Come and tell us on this program, why isn't the resources of Guyana being used for everybody? Why everybody not getting equal share? Don't come here to tell us the nonsense that you're talking about. On this program, we talk facts. So don't come here with your foolishness. If you know a Roysdale and you like a Roysdale, carry Roysdale with you. Maybe y'all could form a party if y'all want. That's as straight as it is. Don't come here and tell me nonsense. You can't even tell Jagni or nothing. You got your friend Ali doing once at the stupidness at the last Congress. Y'all had it. Your friend winding up himself like a madman, trying to imitate Michael Jackson. And you can't say anything about that, but you're coming here to talk nonsense. Look, I don't come here to talk stupidness. So we're talking about the flooding. We're hoping that we're going to see the Minister of Agriculture and his officers traveling the length and breadth of Guyana, bringing proper aid, not a black bucket and a bottle of bleach and a packet of soap powder, bringing proper relief to people. I've seen the folks in Kanji, the entire downstairs flooded, all the carpets wet up, the chairs wet up. I'm sure water got in the refrigerator and the freezers because of the height of the water. Who will replace those things for the people? What sort of compensation is the government going to offer them? I've seen in Liverpool Village, in Lancaster, in Manchester. And let me tell you, the Minister of Agriculture living far. Well, he used to live in Bloomfield. I don't know if he's still living in Bloomfield, but he knows those areas very well. I hope he is going to send these people out there to bring proper relief to the persons who are suffering out there. Guyana is already suffering. They can't get a proper salary. Teachers can't get a proper salary. Nurses can't get a proper salary. I know, talking about proper salary, they have the policemen there who manning the schools where the cash grant is being delivered. And if you see the meal that they're offering to these people, wait, Priya, y'all ain't got no shame? Huh? Look, the meal that they're offering to the police officers, and these guys are there from 8 to 12, I think, or 8 to whatever time it is. Look, the kind of meal. This is different from the hot meal that they give the children when the days come. What kind of proper diet is this? Huh? Are these people, what do you classify these policemen and women as? You've got them standing there to protect the process and to prevent intruders from coming in there to rob the people. And this is the meal you're giving them? Oh, man. Oh, y'all could do better than that. Priya, you could do better than that. The commander, y'all could do better than that. Some $10,000 y'all promise the people you're going to give them, and you're not giving the people the $10,000. You collect the $10,000, and this is what you're giving them. And all you know, this $10,000 probably collecting, and everybody probably getting a little share in it, all of them. Priya, this one, the one, the other one, all them probably getting a share, a little cut back from the $10,000. But that's the kind of food they're preparing for these people. I mean, we going from bad to worse. And we talking about the 10th richest country in the world. And this is where we are. We cannot continue to treat our servicemen and women like that. This is being wicked. This is wickedness to the highest extreme. We cannot continue to do that. I'm sure these police officers, if they had stayed at home, they were going to get better than what they're having there. In your homes, you don't cook them kind of things. Look, the little thing with a dash in the bowl there to give the people. It didn't even got a little ketchup in the side, not even a little pepper. Oh, man. Why y'all treating people so? Look at what, Priya, you would eat something like this. Huh? Priya, you would have eaten something like that. And I'm hoping that somebody would tag this program to share this program with the Commissioner of Police acting and the deputy commander and so on, the deputy commissioner. Because y'all won't eat something like that. Why are you having your ranks eating that? Come on, Mr. Commissioner of Police. Come on, commanders and deputy commissioners and so on. Don't treat your ranks like that. They're not dogs. That there look like dog food. Full dog food. Oh, man. You just work them out too hard. And if you want them there to protect and serve, then you got to treat them better. Treat them better. And this is the whole thing. I'm sure it's some friend, some family, or some favorite, they give the contract to cook the stupidness what they cook down there. Wait, not even a piece of cucumber, you know. Look at the thing good. Not even a piece of cucumber. You could count the amount of corn. If you pull up that picture, you count the amount of corn there. It looked like if it got 4 or 5 seeds of corn. Oh man, a little scatter thing they put there for what? The carrots. Oh man, this is not wickedness. Huh? This is not wickedness. And when other people come to this country, oh, we're hosting CARICOM heads of government. If you see the preparation you're making for them, but your own people, you're treating them anyhow. Police officers, I hope y'all getting the clear message. I hope y'all are getting the clear message that these people don't care about you. And I hope you're understanding so that when the date for election is called, that you can go out there and put your exes at the right place. Put your ex at the right place and you're going to be treated better. This kind of nonsense, you eat that, you fall down tomorrow morning, you get low pressure. Because that ain't doing nothing good for you. Next thing you know, your belly get big. You can't function as a police officer. Huh? You don't look like a police officer anymore because of this crap that they're giving you to eat. And this is why lots of the police and training, we hear they talk about the same thing, the kind of food they get in. Come on, we got to do a little better than that. Cash grant, big show. You must make a big show to show what our servicemen and women are getting. Lily from Maryland, good night to you. We're happy to have you. Run the thumb, we're happy to have you too. And I don't want to ask our folks overseas to send a little raise so we can get better food for our folks here. We got enough monies here. Look, just the other day, I hear my friend Critics got $600 million, another contract. Oh man, come on. And I hear the contract can even pass through the tender board. It's a whole lot of corruption upon corruption. There's plenty corruption, you know. And that is why I said, oh, beautiful Guyana, where are we? Where are we, oh, beautiful Guyana? $600 million contract. We had a big one the other day. Nothing really happened. We still got this school at Bamia there to be completed. You don't hear anything about it. A pass by the Namstel police station there, still to be completed. And you don't hear any sanctions for these contractors. But Jagdio, don't worry. You sanction coming soon. Airfront, you don't worry. You see the vehicle that you used to be traveling in, that you claim, oh, this, that, you know, you turn pity, you're denying Christ. You turn pity, you're denying Christ. You feel that this, you see this internet is a bad thing, you know, and it's good as well. So when you feel that you alone could use the internet and take out people and video them, and some people are taking you out of video and you too. Oh man, why are you so wicked? Jackie, why are you so wicked? I'm coming off of what they're talking about the flood, but this flood story is a serious story. But come back to this thing, Jackie, why y'all so wicked? Why y'all decide that y'all throwing the Mohammeds under the bus? Huh? After these people have been so good to you. I mean, they're your friends. They help you. Why you didn't tell them if they were doing something wrong? That man, look, y'all doing something wrong. Don't do that. Huh? Y'all didn't tell them nothing. And then you enjoy the benefits from it. Plus, Jagdio appeared. Jagdio, look, you got so many names, boy. You name Jagdio, you name liar, you name this, you name the, you name a wife abuser, you name all kind of thing. Plus, your Coretta's obsessioner. Jagdio, come on. You tried to deny that the Mohammeds did not support your party. They did not give monies to your party. And then you turn around after the people bring the thing out, you turn around now and say, oh yes, they might have made donations to the party. Yeah, Jagdio, you are easy. But come on, Jagdio. You don't throw people under the bus like that. When your friends doing wrong things, you gotta tell your friends they're doing wrong things. But I suspect that Jagdio feels threatened that Mohammed's the younger Mohammed might want to run for president. He might form a party and run against them. So I feel that he feels threatened by that. That Mr. Mohammed's Azruddin, that he's getting too popular. And you notice anybody who starts getting popular around Jack, you used to cut them down, you know. Y'all remember what the boy name? Batty Lion. Charles Ramson Jr. Y'all remember he when Jack Jr. almost banished him from the party, got Charles inside, I running for president. Jack they say, you sit down your little self there. Oh, shut up. No more talks. That's Jack Dio. He does that all the time. And it's well known. So this is just another show of the hand of Jack Dio, throwing somebody else under the bus. But you know, time closing in, you know, Jack, your time coming to be thrown under the bus too. But we got this other issue. I don't know if the operator found that one there, the music that we were trying to get. If you haven't, then we are going to move on. We have this other allegation that is being thrown up there. Well, there are two of them. One with the CEO for housing. And we're hearing about all these big contracts that this CEO is giving himself. This thing here ain't gonna work. You can't be on the job and you giving your own self all kind of contracts. These are the allegations that are being leveled. Now I see big audit and support gonna be passing there. You see, and poor Edgil. Edgil was good at preaching. I don't know why. And you see these people here that is get mixed up, you know. P for preaching and P for being a politician. But he's not a politician. You're a preacher. You should have stick with being a preacher. You should have stuck with being a preacher. Now you're gone there and look all kind of thing happening to you now. Big auditing gonna be passing. You see the stress they're putting on this man's face. Look how they're stressing this man out. Look how they're stressing. Indar, where are you? You need to take some of the blows too, you know, Indar. Don't give Edgil all the blows. Because, I mean, after time, I've learned that they said, the Lord, they say after a while, you're on your own. I don't have time with you anymore. Because when he gave you enough chances and you're not taking heed, then he's leave you on your own. They said the Holy Spirit don't be with you all the time. But the thing is, and what, he's not a preacher, he's a false preacher. Oh, well, I don't know, you know, but they say he just preach, so he should have stayed with that and don't get involved in politics because he can't handle politics. He doesn't even know lots of the things that are happening around here. Y'all remember, I don't know if we could find that clip, but y'all remember when Jagdio had said to him at a forum, Edgil, shut up, stop talking, you're disturbing me. That is the things that he got to go through, and they're quite comfortable with it. But they always want to be in somebody else's story. We can talk about the other story that they always want to be in. But these contracts, these housing projects that you see all kind of people at housing. We had one just the other day. Then you're having another set of allegations being touted now. Look, y'all got to set this thing right. Y'all got to really, really set this thing right. Edgil, you got to fix it or you will have to go. You got to fix it or you'll have to go. And talking about these housing, we have all these turnkey houses that they're talking about, all these houses that they're building. And if you check these houses that are being built, many of them, you know, they can't even pass a third class. Many of these homes that are being built, when you go to these homes, they're giving you 5.5, 6.5, all kind of costs, 7.5 and so on for these homes. And when people go to occupy these homes, they got to spend a set of money again when they got to get these homes. I visited just the other day the folks at New Diamond, when you go through the back road there and so on, New Diamond. And if you see how many of those homes are not yet occupied, because one, when the people go, this wrong, that wrong, the other wrong, they're building these homes and all they're giving you is just a house, 4 walls, a roof, a little thing looking like a little patio, and you got to go there to put in cupboard and this and that and the other. I mean, that's why people can't occupy these homes, because when they spend so much money to acquire it, then you have to spend another set of monies. You got to fix the toilet properly. If you see the toilets that they give the people. Oh, come on. This is not only robbery with aggravation. This is robbery past aggravation. And I don't know why you're treating poor people like this. People are working hard enough. And when they pay you 7.5 and 6.5, where they're finding more monies from to go and spend to do additional work on these homes. These people are a pack of crosses. A set of crosses who doing these things. And the government has got to be benefiting somewhere along the line, because who do you send to inspect those homes when you go there? Oh, beautiful Guyana, where are we? Huh? I know that under the PNC Burnham's policy was to feed, clothe, and house the nation. Up to now, up to a day like today, you travel across this country and you're going to see those homes. Up to now, people still living in some of those very homes, and they have not done anything to it. You go in East the Penitence, you're going to see those range apartments. You go in West Rumvelt, you're going to see them. You go in Roxon Barnum Gardens, go to South Rumvelt, go to North Rumvelt, you're going to see those homes there still standing. And some regular homes that are just built a year or so ago, the ceiling falling in on people. Big cracks along the homes. You go to Melanie, you're going to see those homes still standing. Huh? Why can't we have proper work being done? I mean, it's disgusting. And somebody got to talk out about it. Quite a lot of the people are so afraid. How are we going to have development when you're doing this kind of nonsense to people? When you're robbing poor people 2 and 3 times, you're robbing the citizens of this country. How are we going to have progress? You can't have progress like that. Progress is not measured by friends, families, and favorites. Progress is being measured when the nation can proudly say that, yes, I bought this home and I'm satisfied with it. You buy the homes, they ain't got no kind of proper drainage. In some areas, no drains they ain't got. So people got to go now and put drains in front of their homes. You go across this country, they got some little ones who look like a dog pen. If you see in these modern days, if you see the kind of roofing that you're putting on these houses, them same roof that look like a dog pen. I mean, what are we doing? And you're talking about progress. You're talking about development. You're talking about this. You're talking about that. We got to do better than this. We got to do better than this. When you look at what happens in places like Windsor Castle and so on, you don't see those kinds of things that are happening in other places. But so why are we having it in those areas where you have ordinary people are living? Why are we having that? Put proper systems in place so that these people can live comfortable. A little 2-bedroom little thing you give them, they could barely turn around in it, and you're calling that progress. That could never be progress. Beautiful, oh beautiful Guyana, where are we? Premchan, you forgot to look in the mirror. I'm sure you forgot to look in the mirror. Because if you had looked in the mirror, you wouldn't make that comment. I'm sure you forgot to look in the mirror because you're right there. If not in the mirror, look at a picture of Jagdeo and you'll see it right there. So don't worry, come on here. I tell y'all, don't come here. But then we got the next issue that we need to talk about in this beautiful Guyana of ours. Oh man, I know y'all don't like certain people, but come on. Don't show it out so all the time. Don't show it out so all the time. Oh gosh, look, we just today, how many judges? 10 judges took the oath of office today. 10 judges took the oath of office today. So they were elevated from one position to another position. So they were promoted and their promotions have been confirmed. 10 judges we had who took the oath of office today. And oh man, you got the chancellor and you got the chief judge. Oh, Jagdeo, is wicked you wicked so by? The chancellor and the chief judge, they're still waiting to be appointed. Why? Why you're not appointing these 2 women? And we got people like Priya and all of them who are authorities, but their mouths are zipped. Their mouths are zipped on this. But they could go to cheer on some of their friends and their families and their favorites. But you got the Chancellor and the Chief Justice, who up to now, you can't swear that you can't confirm their appointments. So you have them acting from since Noah was a scout. Since Noah was a scout, you got them acting. The opposition leaders already given you the okay long ago. But you don't want to swear these two women in. You don't want to make their appointment. You don't want to confirm their appointments because you feel if you have them there, you can dangle stuff across their heads or over their heads. Irfan Ali, you're a wicked man, very wicked man. And you know, some of us, we walk in, you see people like these, you got to chase them out of your church. You got to chase them out of your church. When they come to your churches and when they come to your communities, you got to chase them out because they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. What these two women do you? Cummins and George, what do you, Irfan? Jaguar, what have they done to you? Anil Nandilal, what have these two women done to you that you don't want to confirm their appointments? This is a wickedness. And we talk about, oh, this and that and fair across the country and the this and the that and the other, all kinds of things we talk about. Huh? I am tired of some of you. Very, very, very tired of some of you. Very, very tired of some of your actions. And it doesn't match what you say. When you walk across this country and you talk about one Guyana, there's no one Guyana. There is mess in Guyana, not one Guyana. Mess in Guyana. And after 58 years, all these years of being independent, we are nowhere. Nowhere. How can we have a beautiful Guyana when all of these atrocities are being committed against the poor and ordinary people? We got to do better. We got to do really, really better than that. And then there's another issue that we have to talk about. This is the issue where we're talking about the Guyana Defense Force. There are allegations coming out from members of the Guyana Defense Force who are saying, hey, at our training area there in Takama, the PPP are giving out lots and lots of lands to their friends and their families around that area. Lots and lots of lands they're giving out there. And they're hampering what is supposed to be happening there in terms of training. I hope somebody can check this out. This allegation is being made that some members of the Guyana Defense Force, they're accusing the PPP government of recklessly allocating lands, plots of lands, large plots of lands to their friends and their families and their favorites. I don't know how can we talk about security when we are doing these kinds of things. I don't know. I don't know what security we are talking about. And we cannot continue to have those things happening. Well, somebody talking now about some scandals, some harassment and something with Vanessa and Norton. I'm sure you heard the press conference. And so until such time, I have no pronouncement to make on that. Puran, if you want to know, I'm sure by now you can find the Congress Place. So if you want to have some information, come right down to Congress Place and you're going to be given all the information you need. So you'll have it firsthand. You wouldn't be hearing from a second party. You'll have it firsthand. So Puran, maybe you are part of the garbage truck system. Puran, if you're part of the garbage truck, maybe that's why you're asking the foolishness you're asking. What you should have been asking, Puran, is for me to talk about some of the scandals with the ministers in government. That's what you should talk about. Puran, you should be talking about some of the sanctions that are coming down. That's what you should be talking about. So Earl and Eslin and so y'all tell Puran, give him the directions for Congress Place so that he could come down to Congress Place. Earl Walcott, good night to you. Give him the directions to come down to Congress Place and he is going to get all the information. And then he's too damn fast. Not here. This program is not for that. Come to Congress Place, you get all the information that you need. Right in Congress Place, you get that kind of information. But we have another big one. The People's National Congress Reform, they're going to be hosting their Congress come this Friday. And so it's going to be on the 28th, the 29th, and the 30th of June. You know, this long-awaited Congress, this Congress that people were killing for, this very Congress that was supposed to have been held in December, and then they talk about how Norton's squatting and Norton this and Norton that. Well, this Congress is now planned for the period June 28th to the 30th. And now that this Congress is here, you hear all kind of story. All kind of story. So this is some information here for our party members who are wondering what is happening there. This is the Congress. All plans are on stream for the Congress, and the theme there says, I can't read the theme properly. If you could give me the theme properly there for the Congress, it says forming the next government, building a just, inclusive, and prosperous society for all, not some, not for friends, not for families, not for favorites, but for all. And this means all. This means all of Guyana. So Congress, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, June 28th to the 30th, we're going to be having our Congress. And I'm sure people like Roy Puran, if you want to know more, I'm extending an invitation for you to come to the Congress. The opening ceremony starts at 5 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday. So here is your invitation. Dress up nice and don't dress like what the boy name? He was former deputy speaker, Schumann. Don't dress like Schumann. But even if you dress like Schumann, we'll accommodate you here because we are inclusive. You notice we said for all Guyanese. So we will understand that that's part of your traditional wear. But dress up fancy, come down to Congress Place. When you come, if you touch me, then I'll ensure that you get a front row or second row seat if you so want that. And we'll acknowledge your presence here. But the Congress is on. Those are the dates for the Congress, and you are going to be well informed. You're going to be educated, and we will leave this Congress more united than when we came there. And what are your names? What are your name? Not Evans. What is the boy name? I can't remember your name there. Puran. And so Puran, I'm sure if you come to the Congress, you're going to be converted. You'll be a full PNC if you come to this Congress by the time you're ready to leave the Congress, because you will get so much information. You'll learn so much that you wouldn't want to go where the crooks are. You wouldn't want to return there. But this is what we talk about on advancing the cause. We share with you the truth, and we give you all the information that is correct. We don't fluff anything like you hear from the others. We don't fluff anything. I give you the real thing. For those who would want to know what is happening, you know that we're going to be having our delegates coming in from all across Guyana. All across Guyana, every region in this country, we have supporters there. And the delegates are going to be coming in here from all across this country to be part and parcel of the activities planned for this weekend. The PNC is a strong party. The PNC is family oriented. The PNC is about nation building. And so when you come here, of course, you know, people like Jagvio and them, they got all kind of troops and all kind of allies who they just put to say all kind of craziness. But you check it. This party is 60 years old. 60 years old, and it's not 60 days, 60 years old. And this party will continue. This party would have been tested before. It was tried, and it continued to stand. And so we will continue to stand regardless of what is happening around. We will continue to stand. And you know what we don't do here? We don't banish our people. If people go out of line, then there are provisions in the Constitution to deal with persons who go out of line. And that's what has been done over the years. And we've also eased on doing that because we recognize, you know, that's not the way to treat persons. You always bring them in for a listening ear. We don't do like what some of the folks in the PPP do. If you are a contractor and you talk about something that is wrong, you get no more contract. if you're a 10-day worker and you refuse to go to some one of the functions where they want you to put on the red t-shirt, then they threaten your job. We're not like that. We are about the people. We honor people's beliefs, people's opinions, and everyone has a right to say what they want to do and how they feel about things. And we respect that and we honor that. And so I want to say to you that all is on stream for Congress 2024, the long-awaited Congress 2024. And so while I'm on that with the Congress, I want to send out some shout-outs to some of our friends here again, Diane and Joy and Sandra and Morna. Good night to all of you. It's good to have you here. I know we started a bit late, but it's all right. We had so many things and so many things we're doing. And, I have to say to you, I learned that I saw it recent, not too long before I got on the program, where we got a man who can't even pronounce words. A man who had 19 fraud charges against him. The same man who's sitting there and called himself president, and he can't even pronounce words. But he talking about the PNC. He can't talk in his own party. He can't talk because when Judicial said, I'm going to shut him out, he got sit down and shut him out. He got told the line. But he wants to talk about the PNC. Hey, people, y'all shut up. Relax yourself. Think about what's happening over at your end there. And then finally, I want to talk about what's happening. We noticed that our partners on the AFC side, they are slated to have their Congress as well this weekend. And the fight is on there too for leader of the party and chairman and general secretary and so on. And so we wish them a successful Congress. We know that, we usually have the little ups and downs when this kind of silly season come around. But we wish you well, our brothers and sisters over there, our comrades over there. And we are sure that the best candidate will emerge as the winner in terms of being the leader and the chairman and vice chairs and general secretary and so on. We wish you well on that end as well. I know we have Sherrod in the ring who is running for leader of the party. We also have Nigel Hughes who's running for leader of the party. And so you understand that these names are big names, and the folks within the AFC, they will decide who will be their leader, who will be their chairman, who will be their general secretary, and the full works like we usually have. And I know for sure, I can tell you that you're going to see them at their booths. You're going to see the delegates at their booths like we would normally have. See them at their booths, putting their X's where they ought to go. And it's not going to be any list of names coming from some room to be read out to you. You're going to see them going there to vote. And at the end of the voting process, the votes are going to be counted openly for all to see. So not to be distracted. It's time for us to move on. It's time for us to hold hands and to forge on to ensure that this party remains a party to be reckoned with. I don't know if the operator, if he has this song now that he can play on there for us.
6.5.
Mm-hmm. If he has that, then we are going to take that. But I want to, while we are going to take that,
Tell me how I must survive with 6.5. Please tell me how I must survive with 6.5. I have a born each one made chest. I can't even rest. No cost of living, everything doubling, this thing troubling. Tell me how I must carry on with a seemingly one arm. Tell me how I must survive with 6.5. Tell me how I must survive with 6.5. Tell me how I must survive with 6.5. Please tell me how I must survive with 6.5. Every time I go to the market, everything skyrocket. Rice, the beans, the cheese, the liver, they make me want shiver. Tell me how I must carry on with a day the landlord won't be rent. I pay him the last few cents. Come on, Cynthia, I walk and rent a bill. I paid him against me will. Tell me how work must carry on with a seemingly one arm. Tell me how we must survive with 6.5. Please tell me how we must survive with 6.5. Tell me how we must survive with 6.5. Please tell me how we must survive with 6.5. Please tell me how we must survive with 6.5. Please tell me how we must survive with 6.5.
Yes, so that was Tell Me How I Will Survive on 6.5. And that little girl there, she sang that song all through in region number 6, winning all the way there at a regional level. And when she was supposed to come to Georgetown to represent her region, she was disqualified. But here it is, we have the poem Cash Grant. And that was applauded. And so I want to say to us, we cannot continue to be convenient. If we want our children to express themselves, then we must allow them and we must applaud them. We don't applaud when it's convenient for us, and then when it's not convenient, we disqualify. And so it's a shame again on all of the organizers who disqualified that little child from, I think it's Cumberland Primary. Can't remember which primary school she was from. But this little girl, I think she's about 7 years old, who sang that song and she was disqualified. But here we are, we're bigging up the Cash Grant. And so, oh, beautiful Guyana, where are we? Could never be one Guyana. It has got to continue to be 3 Guyanas. But you know what? We are the ones who can stop this from happening. It cannot be fair when we are shutting down some down and we are lifting others up. And when you look at these kinds of things, they always want to tell you about you're being a racist and you're being a racist and you're not being a racist. But come on, this is a little 7-year-old or 8-year-old African girl singing a calypso, and you're telling her that she was not right, the calypso was not right for her age. But here we're talking about $45,000. I don't have to go to the bank for a loan. $45,000 is me own, and we bigging that up. And that there sends a loud message, sends a very, very loud message. And I'm hoping that the Minister of Education would do something about. I mean, they're not even ashamed. You know how many persons came out and commended that little child. As a matter of fact, the prizes and the trophies that little child received because of them there putting her aside because of her disqualification. If she had won the competition all the way to this level, she would not have received those prizes that she won. And it goes to show that persons on the outside, citizens across this country, they are fed up and they're tired of the PPP. All the way PNCR, all the way APNU. Folks, members of the PNC, I'll see you on Friday evening at our Congress. And for our regular viewers, we'll see you next week for more on advancing the cause. I just want to say to you, even if I'm not here, you come out here and you listen to what the presenters got to say to you. I plan to bring on for you, should be next week, some folks from some of our friends from Barbados, because, in Barbados, they're fighting there now with the cyber bill. And so it's the same breed, different territories, same friends, all of them reading from the same book, but it's different territories. I want somebody to find out for me about the black belly sheep. We had the black belly sheep coming from Barbados. Y'all tell me how many we still have remaining here, and if we got the full amount that was supposed to come. or some of the monies was left in Barbados, and some when we divide it up, some was left remaining here. That black belly sheep is a big thing. We need to find out what is happening. But that's how much we will go here for tonight on advancing the cause. Oh, beautiful Guyana, where are we? Folks, it's time to start saddling up. Those of us who don't have our ID cards, we have the period of claims and objections happening right now. Go out there and ensure that your names are on that the claims, that your name, that you check for your names, and if your names aren't there, that you have that corrected during this period of claims and objections, because you must be ready for elections when the date is announced. So go out there, ensure that you check that and find out, check there to ensure that your names are there, it's correctly spelled. For those whose names weren't there, ensure that you have your names there so that you'll be ready to vote come general and regional elections. With that, I want to advise you further, be very mindful on the roadways. We've been losing too many lives. Too many lives are lost. And I keep saying over and over and over, where our police officers are supposed to be, they're not there. They're always in the places many times where they're not supposed to be. And where when you need them, they're not there. I'm seeing loads and loads of police vehicles driving up and down the road. And sometimes it's disgusting. You have a traffic jam, and here is it, you have a police car coming all the time good. And since they recognize that, at this point, there's a traffic jam, they put on their siren. And you don't have anywhere to go, but they're coming through with their siren, and people have to be doing all kinds of craziness to pull in the corner to allow them to pass. This is total nonsense. Lawlessness in this country. We got lawlessness happening at the level of the office of the president. We got lawlessness at the office of the prime minister, in the office of the attorney general, all through. Don't talk about Ministry of Education. I can do that another night. Ministry of Education, they always shuffling and reshuffling and reshuffling. You got one person holding two positions. They're getting two sets of monies. And you got ordinary people out there can't get one set of money. But we can talk about it. We can talk about the fight that they got in offices, who gets sent home on administrative leave. This one is replaced. That one. All kinds of craziness happening at the ministry. No wonder our children are the way they are, because of what is happening from the level of the Ministry of Education. You got a teacher drop some lashes on a senior education officer child, the teacher is sent on administrative leave. And you got worse than that is happening in our schools, and the ministry not paying any mind to it. So it's a lot of craziness happening in the Ministry of Education, but we'll talk more on that another night. I just want to update those, the friends of our teachers. I want to say to you today, the GTU had its first conciliation meeting. At that meeting, the time frame is still to be sorted out. However, the GTU, like everything else, the GTU always operate in good faith. And so the GTU has decided that they are going to put forward a brand new proposal there to the government. And let's see where that will go from there on. They said, we're talking 2024 onwards. Let's see what they will do when that brand new proposal is going to be presented to them. With that, I want to say good night to you, Marlon, and everybody, good night to you. And we're good, Marlon and Rhonda and Wendell and Cheryl. Well, Cheryl was there, Deborah and Debbie and so on. Good night to you. See you next week for more on advancing the cause. We got a lawless Minister of Education. We got a lawless president. We got a lawless vice president. Well, don't talk about the prime minister. He's sailing. He probably somewhere in the water in Linden. They're sailing somewhere because he don't understand what's going on. But so much for that on advancing the cause tonight. And just to remind you that the PNC's Congress is on as was planned come Friday evening, and you will enjoy some of what is happening at the opening ceremony. But of course, if you are a guest, you will not be allowed to be part of the discussions on Saturday. And then we have the voting process on Sunday. So be good citizens. Take care on the road. Be mindful of the flood waters that is going through right now. Drain block up here, drain block up there. Businessmen throw dumping stuff here, dumping stuff there. Georgetown has once again returned to the garden, not the garden city, but the nasty city, the garbage city, whatever you want to call it. That's what Georgetown has returned to. And it's a full reflection of the PPP. Because whenever they come around, is wickedness, nastiness, pettiness, stink, dirty, everything, you name it, the PPP, plus 19 fraud charges, plus Sitairo lifting up your clothes. That's so much for tonight on advancing the cause. And we ain't gonna shout rape tonight because that's a serious issue, but they had a whole lot of them shouting that in the parliament. And I'm hoping that they're going to repent. So long for tonight. Be good. I love you. Bye-bye.